Hello everybody, E here. Welcome back to another book haul. This is for November. Yes, because it's December now. I got all these in November. So, I got a bunch of stuff from the library this time, and a couple things brand new. I'm going to go ahead and go through. Some of this stuff is more educational or research oriented on my end, so this might not be as maybe not exciting, because book hauls aren't really exciting, but this one might not be as interesting to some of you. Then again, it may be more interesting. I don't know. We'll throw this out there. I'm always about trying new things, so we're going to jump into it. This one was a quarter at the library, I think. I don't think I have anything from thrift stores. No, I don't. They're all either library finds or brand new. This is Joan Didion, I think, The Last Thing He Wanted. It's published by Vintage, and that's the whole reason I got it. I love just about anything they come out with. I don't want to read too much about it, but the first thing that of note is, it says, in her first novel in 12 years. And I enjoy, McCammon's another one who went away, Robert R. McCammon was another one who went away for an extended period of time, over 10 years, and decided to come back to writing. So I always like to see an author, either why did they take so long to write a book, or why were they away, are they better or are they worse than they used to be, whatever. Sorry, my leg's bothering me this morning, it's twitching. Hopefully that's a good thing. In case you don't know, when you're watching this, I had a fall a couple of weeks back, and I haven't been able to use my right leg since, but in the past, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, it's been twitching. I still don't have use of it. It's still not working, but it is starting to twitch, so I'm hoping the nerves are coming back alive. Next up is John Updike's Rabbit Run. I think this is a part of a series. I could be wrong. If you know, leave a comment down there in the doobly-doo. But is it also basketball-oriented? I don't know. John Updike has some terrible covers, especially for The Witches of Eastwick. I've only found one out of like 20 different editions that I want, and I haven't been able to find it. But it actually has like something at a like Salem, Massachusetts kind of deal, that kind of artwork of that time when the witch trials were happening. So this is a quarter at the library. Next one, if you don't know, William Goldman probably wrote either some of your favorite books or some of your favorite movies. Like The Princess Bride is a big one. Magic. What's some other ones? Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. I mean, the dude did so much. And this is a book on his adventures in the screen trade, screenwriting. It does talk about his novels. I've already peeked through some of this. William Goldman recently passed away, so I decided to go ahead and grab this, learn a little bit about the man. I had no idea he did so many popular movies and books, but that was a quarter at the library. Next up, we're getting into the educational/research side of things. How to Interpret Literature, Critical Theory for Literary and Cultural Studies. I'm always trying to keep educated, always trying to keep myself up on, you know, the newest, well, this isn't the newest, but this is like 2004, I think. But I guess always looking for different ways to read, always looking to deepen my reading experience. Next up was something that I got for an upcoming project that will be published sometime this next year in 2019. Columbine by Dave Cullen. I got a hold of this just because I read bits and pieces of it in the ebook. I had a ARC. If you guys don't know, I don't care too much for ebooks, so I didn't spend too much time with it. But I did like what I read, and I decided to go ahead and get it in paper so I could read the whole thing. It's like a 500-page book, maybe more. I know it's at least 400 pages. There's a load of notes. But it's very interesting. It has pictures. It has drawings from the crime scenes. It has interviews with people that survived the shooting. And if you don't know, this is also the event that made Stephen King unpublish his Bachman book, Rage. So, alright, one more thing before we get into what I bought new. I got Jack Kerouac's On the Road, which is a quarter at the library. This one I've heard nothing but bad things about people, but it's on so many lists Not that I pay too much attention to lists, but it's on so many lists that it has piqued my interest. Somebody said that this whole book was written all in one, like, run while he was literally on the road. There was no editing done to it, anything, and it was whatever was printed out was published, something like that. I don't want to read too much about that. So if I'm wrong, let me know down there in the comments below. Don't give me too much information though, because I actually want to read this for myself. Alright, so into the stuff that I bought brand new. I've already done a review for this one, which is Frankenstein in Baghdad. It was one of my most anticipated books of the year because I'd heard so much about it. Ended up not being all that great. I've done both a review of it, and it is in my top 5 disappointments of 2018. Next up, one that I am currently reading, which is Samantha Schweblin's, I hope I got that name right, Samantha Schweblin's Fever Dream. I'm about 50 pages into it. I'm reading it with 2 friends, Taylor and Tracy Robinson. You can find both. Well, I can link both of them down there, both their Twitter accounts. But this one piqued my interest because my buddy Gregor Zane, who's also an author, really good writer, by the way. He said the dread in here was really good. What she managed to do with dread, and I think she's Spanish. I'm not sure. Just says translated by Megan McDowell, Chile. Let's see here. Do they both live in Chile? Oh, okay, so Samantha Schweblin, originally from Buenos Aires, she lives in Berlin now, whereas the translator lives in Chile. So, I love Hispanic authors. One of my favorite collections of all time, probably my second favorite collection of all time, is Things We Lost in the Fire by Mariana Enriquez. So, very, very excited to get into this one. So far, it is weird. But I trust Gregor, so I'm going to definitely hang in there. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, I just have no idea where it's going. Next up, you know how we do. It's a new month, so we got to have a new Chad Lutsky. Chad Lutsky. This one's Wallflower. It is a story about someone who tries heroin for the first time. So, I'm not too excited about that aspect, but I trust Chad. So I'm going to get in there. If you don't know, I'm a recovering addict. I've been clean and sober since 2001. Hopefully this doesn't make my skin itch. It probably will anyways. But, so, that one, and then I have another Lutsky book coming up for December's book haul also. But it literally came the day, it came December 1st, so I didn't want to cheat and include it. Next up is Coyote Songs by Gabino Iglesias. Another, again, I love Latin Hispanic authors, and Gabino, Zero Saints was a terrific book. I got this one in paperback, even though I obviously didn't learn my lesson with Zero Saints. Zero Saints has a lot of Spanish in it, and while I didn't feel like I was missing anything, the completionist in me wanted to know every single word, so I regretted not getting the ebook copy of Zero Saints because it has a translate feature for the Kindle version. This one, once again, I bought it in come on, it's gorgeous, man. It is gorgeous. How could I pass this up, owning a copy of this thing? Anyways, I'm also going to be reading the ebook just so I can have a reference guide. I'm going to be buying the ebook just so I have a reference guide to go back to see what he's talking about. And last but not least is Crooked God Machine by Autumn Christian. This is, I think, a dark fantasy, grimdark, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I don't want to read too much about it, but I mean, the back of it starts, the Black Planet is an oppressive world I can't talk today, guys. The Black Planet is an oppressive world terrorized by a masked god. Autumn Christian is an amazing person. She's very eloquent with her newsletters, especially. I follow her on Twitter, and she's one of my favorite accounts. She is definitely my favorite newsletter, and I had to try her out. She's got another book coming out pretty soon called God Bomb that I pre-ordered, so I got that one on the way, but this one really piqued my interest because I went and I read that first line, and that sounds pretty cool. I'm not too huge on fantasy, but this doesn't seem as much fantasy as maybe more of a it just seems darker than your normal fantasy, and I'm all about willing to give something like that a try. Plus, her writing is amazing if her newsletter is anything to go by. So that's everything I got for December. If you would, especially Dustin, if you would, leave your book hauls for November down there in the doobly-doo. But until next time, I have been E, you've been you. This has been another book haul video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye!